Hello everyone. ASB would like to share with you their experience that they had in New Orleans. But firstly, as an advisor, I would like to congratulate each and every one of the ASB members for making this trip successful. We had the opportunity to travel to New Orleans during Mardi Gras, which people usually associate with spring break, vacation, drinking, partying, and whatnot. Now, Katrina hit in August 2005. 6 months afterwards, New Orleans was faced with a decision whether or not to host Mardi Gras or not. Now, New Orleans was not in any condition to host Mardi Gras, but it was a tradition that they used to allow them to show the world that Katrina would not keep them down. It was a chance that they used to motivate locals and allow them to forget Katrina. For this reason, I was very proud and excited to be there during that time, to be a part of that strength. Matthew 10:8 says, "Freely you receive, freely you give." We've all been blessed with luxuries that others can't experience. But with these blessings, we must return the blessings to those in need. Without further ado, let me allow them to share with you their experiences.
Alternative spring break. I've always heard about ASB, always been interested in participating, but I never really got the chance to until this opportunity came up. I'm like, New Orleans Mardi Gras, why not? I really, I've done community service with other organizations, but never necessarily been part of a community service group. And I know that's what ASB was about. So I'm like, let me go out to do this. I love volunteering. It's something that I do, but not to the extent that ASB does it. I think ASB is one of the best community service organizations on campus. It's not only that you go out there for 2 and 3 hours and you pick up trash or give someone the time of day, but it's like you go out there and you change a community. Now, where else can you do that?
The part of the community service that meant most to me, that I connected with the most, was our first experience with Mr. West's house in Midtown. I really felt in my spirit how down the town was, how upset the individuals had to be over losing their homes, these homes that they grew up in, these homes that their families may have held since years past, ages past.
When we get out, we see an old man with his shoes broken, standing on a broken stoop of a house that was possibly going to be condemned. And we looked around at each other and we went, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now? But sure enough, this man was just lively. He was like, thank you for coming, and just so grateful. So we unloaded our van and we got to work. Peeled back the floors, and with every layer we peeled back, we looked at newspapers from a different year. So we were able to look back to newspapers from World War II and read articles about the first computer, and that was really great. And at the same time, it was so sad that all this history had been destroyed with the house. And so we went ahead and peeled back everything we could, took out everything we could. We had a ramp going to a dumpster, and when we left, the house was now in order.
When I spoke to Mr. West, it kind of hit home and said to me, you know what, this could happen to anyone basically. 2 or 3 days from now, it can happen to me, it can happen to you. And it kind of really humbled me and it made me realize basically that it's a matter of helping others, because you never know how one day things can change dramatically and you can be the one in that situation, and it's a matter of helping because you don't know what the next day will hold.
We went to a woman's house to help her installation for her house. So we basically just not tidy things up, but made the walls so they were more solid, and we basically did a little bit of painting on them, but like it was not very hard work, but it was really something different, something that I've never done before, and I didn't like realize how big of a difference we really made. But like this was like really, it took her years and years for things like this to happen, and for us to come here on like a weekend and completely sort of change things for her. It was really like a totally different experience than I ever thought it would be. It was something that was great, and it made a difference, and we could all collectively do it together, and we gained knowledge about like working hard and being able to do different things, and she gained like a total something physical that she can take with her and that she can like help in her life. And hopefully that's a house that she can continue to live in and can prosper even, and it's been through so much, and so will we going there. So I think we've all learned something from and gained something tangible from this experience.
We didn't even know how to get into the cemetery, which is weird because most cemeteries have like a luxurious entrance, or they have an entrance that has a pathway, and once you drive up, you know that's the way to go in. But the cemetery that we went to, you had to go through a back way, and then you had to go around to get the fences to just even get in. And that was when I first saw it, I was shocked. I had never seen something like that. I felt like it was just tombs, and some of the tombstones were just paper, were styrofoam, were cardboard, were signs, and I had never, like I said, I had never seen something like that to that extreme.
The fact that the lady who was working there was so passionate about what she was doing, and I never thought about going to a cemetery and respecting life, not only in life but in death. And when I first saw her lifting up the sock with the bones, it kind of freaked me out. But then after a while, I was the one picking up bones, and I was the one putting them in bags and reburying it. So it was kind of like a transition from when I got there in the morning to at night, to later on while I was doing copings, crosses.
I cannot get over the fact that I was actually touching people. Like once upon a time, they were people. There were mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, and I was touching them. And that people didn't care enough to like actually put them back in their place.
A lot of the people who are buried there either want to be buried with their ancestors, or they probably can't afford a place for them to be properly buried, so they bury their family members there. So I felt like I did justice to that person's soul, knowing that we were there to fix the grave and make it seem like they were somebody.
It was my first time in New Orleans, and it was during Mardi Gras week, so it was a lot of fun just seeing all these people out there celebrating. And it reminded me of home back in Haiti. They also have this week of celebration, and all the floats, all the colors, all the people, the bands.
Mardi Gras really is a holiday celebration exclusively just for New Orleans, something I've never seen before. When people said Happy Mardi Gras, I didn't even know what that meant. And it was just really fun to see. This is really a great celebration holiday for the city. The people were warm and welcoming. It was just great to see. Just, you know, I know everyone says after the hurricane, the spirit, but the spirit has always been there, you know, and that really, really shined, and I just felt very grateful to be a part of that.
I'm just so happy that we got to experience Mardi Gras, that we went to New Orleans. And the food, it was really cool. My favorite food was the catfish po' boy and a nice root beer. It was really cool.
I think the food added to the whole experience of the trip. Learning how to eat crawfish was pretty cool, especially when Chad put a video on his iPhone to show him how to crack the shell of the crawfish. That was cool. And the gumbo was delicious.
even though we went there for community service, we were able also to enjoy ourselves and experience the culture of Louisiana.
Like one of the most interesting parts of the trip was getting to know the people who accompanied us on the trip better than I had ever known them from seeing them around campus. We had Cherie, the SOC president, Brenda, the vice sig, and the ASB secretary, and Rudleen, the SGA president. And while I've seen these people, I didn't really have a chance to hang out with them and get to know them until we were in this cramped space, only an inch away from each other's in bunk beds. And you really got to know people, one-on-one talks. And then there was this basketball game where me and Cherie were on team against Brenda and Rudleen. And boy, I'll tell you, everybody's personality came out and we went at it. Of course we won.
Yeah.
But
it turned into a football game in the basketball court.
Yeah, but it was very nice getting to know people better. So now when I see Rudleen around, we can crack jokes, and it's nice to see the student leaders coming together.
Social bonding that I did the most was playing pool with Sarah. You know, when you go against a girl, like, you know, you have to let them win. That's the only reason why she kept winning so much. And then Sanjay, since he's like this really cool black belt karate guy, like, I don't know if I should call him sensei or something. He was giving me like these techniques to I don't know, do better in pool somehow by breathing. Like, I don't know, like, and it actually worked. So I used that to defeat Sarah.
Like, we all decided we wanted to go to karaoke. We're pumped, we're driving, and we're driving, and we're still driving to get to the karaoke. But at the end, it was so fun. I had an amazing time. Thank you, Vanessa, even though I kind of threw you off the stage and I had to give my spotlight, but you know, that's how it is. You guys ever need me to sing, like, at your, you know, King says I'm available, just hit me up, you know, I'll be able to sing.
Somebody, I think it was Sarah, that stated that Larry's afraid of snakes. And from that point, it was our duty, like everyone's duty, was to get Larry with the snake.
Thank you, Larry, especially, because you just made my trip.
Snake and Larry, hilarious.
Larry. Larry was kind of very scared about this little snake. Shout out to Larry for the snake, your friends here. Larry's funny. I've heard fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Larry, shame. Twice?
I mean, a lot of people try to prank me, scare me with snakes and stuff, but you know, so the people who like made fun of me because I was scared of snake, me and the snake are friends now, so don't even try to use this anymore because we've bonded, okay? He's got over me, we've been scared of each other, and I was scared of him or her, or I don't know if snakes have, you know, male or female parts, but all I have to say is, for all of you who want to use a snake, you gotta get a bigger snake than this, because we are friends now, okay? We did this interview together, we're cool now, so get over the snake, guys. Get over the snake, we're past this, okay? Don't try to use the snake on me anymore, okay? Because we're together, we're cool. Friends on Facebook.
Before we left, we were able to make reflection bags. We took a brown paper bag and decorated them as much as you want in reflecting you as a person. We brought these bags down to Louisiana with us, and at the end of each day, or the majority of the days, we were able to write little notes to people saying, you did this for me today, thank you very much, I appreciated this, and everybody got a good sense of what everybody felt about each other. It really brought us closer together.
makes me very proud that Alternative Spring Break daily lives out the Berry mission. It's not just the week when the students are on the trip. These students know what the mission is, believe in the mission, and work for all the things that Berry calls their core commitments, for knowledge and truth, and for social justice, and for inclusive community. And they do it all by offering community service as often as they can. This group did community service together throughout the fall and continues after we've come back from the trip, and will continue into the future. It's not just a one-shot deal. And these students will tell you this is why they are doing this, because they are committed to the tenets that Berry puts forth in the mission.
I think Alternative Spring Break is the greatest example of what Berry University is. That we had many people who were open to the fact that they knew what Alternative Spring Break stood for and what we've done in the past and wanted to donate to us. So I wanted to thank everyone who I've met, everyone who Jean met, who did a donation and a pledge to Alternative Spring Break.
Thank you to everyone who supported us on this trip, especially those who prayed for us on our journey there while we were there and while we journeyed back. We really appreciate that. We're all happy that we came back safe and sound, and that much richer for our experience. So thank you.
The ultimate expression of generosity is not in giving what you have, but in giving of who you are. In every community, there is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to heal. In every heart, there's the power to do it. Service is the rent we pay for living. Snowflakes are one of nature's most fragile things, but just look what they can do when they stick together.
Harry, says thank you to Berry. We're also appreciative and that this all worked out, and he wants you all to know that he couldn't have done this without you. Thank you for bringing us together and, making it, a family thing, okay? So, as far as Larry and Harry getting along, we get along now, so get over that. It's really old, We're friends.